Welcome to Tuesday night yoga class. It is such a beautiful day here in Switzerland, and right before I came down to prep for the class, I went out and I just sat in the sun for 5 minutes, and it was so nice. And then I went in and I decided to wear something just like really black. I should have like a bright yellow top or something like that. But anyway, here we go. So this is like my darkness today is just to, balance out all the light outside. Okay, so I have some music for you. Let me put that into the chat. There is playlists on my YouTube account. So if you go to playlists on Ulrika Yoga, you can find some music, and you can also find it on Google Music. It's exactly the same. There's no particular focus for tonight's class. Remember that I have no idea what you're doing. I can't see you, so most important is that you just take care of yourselves. Don't go chasing a certain yoga shape just because it looks like I'm in a certain yoga shape and it has to look exactly the same. Do what you can do with your body. That is the most important thing of all. Okay, very good. So let's get started, shall we? Oh, and another thing, actually, before I forget, I might experiment a little bit with Google Meet and Zoom for these classes. So just stay tuned. For those of you that are not on Facebook or Instagram, where I post my updates, you can send an email to ulrikayoga@gmail.com. It's on my YouTube page, just so that I know who you are, and I will then email you the links. I just want to, experiment with a couple of options to see which one actually works best. Very good. So with that, come to all fours. We are going to warm up the wrists a little bit to begin with. So hands below shoulders, knees below hips. And then just start making circles over the wrists. Press all of the fingers into the ground. And you can change direction whenever you want to change direction. And don't go too far. Remember, we're just warming up. Some people have very flexible wrists. Others don't have a lot of flexibility at all in the wrists. So warming up means warming up. Right? Nothing too crazy here. Okay, start turning your hands a little bit further out to the side. So kind of halfway out to the side. And then keep doing your little circles. Maybe it's a matter of moving back and forth a little bit over the wrists. Maybe it's a matter of going sideways. It doesn't have to be circles. And then keep turning the hands. Fingers are now pointing straight out to the sides. Keep it moving. Change direction whenever you want to. Good. And then keep turning the hands even more. So this might mean that you have to walk a little bit closer with the knees. So now the fingers are almost pointing towards the back. And then turn the hands even more. So now the fingers are pointing towards the knees. And here we go super slowly. And we just move a little bit towards the front and the back. And then keep the left hand where it is and turn the right hand forward again. And then we make circles. And then we turn the right hand all the way back and we turn the left hand forward. And some more circles. Very good. Sit back onto your heels. Move the fingers a little bit. Just move your hands. Okay, so now we're going to come down. We're going to make a fist with the hands. We're going to bring the fingers towards one another like this, and you're going to place your forearms on the ground. right? So I'm gonna stay up in the air just because I'm a little bit closer to you and it's easier to see. Okay, and then from here, we're gonna start to straighten the arms and lift ourselves up. So you're starting on all fours, but you have the hands and the forearms down and the elbows pointing out to the sides. And then you lift up and you straighten as far as you can go. Some people are gonna be able to straighten the arms quite a lot. Some people are not gonna get very far at all. So when I do this exercise, I don't come very far. I lift up just a little bit and then it kind of goes stop. But it doesn't matter, everyone is different. We're just warming up the wrists. We're creating a little bit more strength into the wrists. So keep that moving. If you're not feeling anything, walk the knees further back so that you get more weight into the hands. If you keep the hands and the knees too close, you might not get very far and it's not really doing anything. For some people, it will be enough anyway. It's enough to work with. But if you want a little bit more, move the knees away. Make sure that the elbows point out to the side every time you bring them down to the ground. Good. And then sit back onto your heels again. Shake the hands out a little bit. Shake, shake. Hello, hello. Okay, now we're going to have the same position with the hands, but this time I want you to put the fists straight down onto the floor and the arms are kind of straight. So you're still on all fours. And then bend the elbows out to the sides, come down as far as you can go, and then lift all the way back up again until the arms are straight. So this time we're really coming up. We're not keeping the backs of the hands on the mat. We're actually allowing the backs of the hands to lift up. So try that. And this time it's actually possible that you don't get the elbows all the way down to the floor. Try to keep the wrists straight during this whole movement. So I don't want the wrists to move. I want them to stay fixed exactly where they are. Yeah, how's it going? I know this is hard work. Okay, those of you who joined a little bit later now, I'm going to copy my music playlist in once again, in case you couldn't see it in the beginning and in case you want to have music. Okay, sit back onto your heels, shake those poor little hands and arms out again. Okay, now come to sitting. We're going to take the knees a little bit wider. We're going to take the left hand a little bit in front of the left knee. And then we're going to open the right arm up to the sky. And then we're going to swing that right arm underneath the left hand and twist a little bit. So we're twisting up, we're lifting the right arm up. And then we're twisting the other way as we bring the right arm out to the left. Keep moving. Every time you come down, try not to get the right arm to touch the floor. So stay hovering above the floor as you're doing this. And if it's difficult to reach the whole arm up, then maybe just bend your elbows, place the right fingertips onto your shoulder, and let the elbow be the point that lifts up and down. This can be easier for some people. Inhale every time you lift that arm up. And exhale every time you cross it under. Okay, and the next time you have your arm lifted up, stay there. Bend your left arm a little bit so that the torso leans a little bit more towards the floor. And then press the toenails firmly into the ground and take your left hand to your right waist. So just holding it in space here. You have to fire up the back muscles to hold you here. Pressing the toenails into the ground just means that it becomes a little bit easier to straighten the back. See if you can try to keep the bum on the heels. Take an inhale. And then back to center. Let's do the other side. Right hand a little bit in front of the right knee. And we lift the left arm up. And we swing it underneath on an exhale. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. We'll do a few more repetitions of this. Try to stay with your bum onto the heels. And try to keep your back long. Okay, and the next time you have that left arm up to the sky, keep it there. Lean a little bit more forward. Start by bending the right elbow a little bit, and then press the toenails into the ground, and take the right hand to the left side waist. Hold it there. One more inhale. And exhale, release. Oh, you feel that on the sides, you feel it in the belly, you feel it in the back. Good for so many things. Okay, come down to all fours again. We're going to walk down onto our forearms. Bring the hands together. Have the elbows shoulder width. Bring the knees together to touch. And then straighten the right leg back. Keep the right toes on the ground. So your butt is going to be a little bit up in the air. And all I want you to do here is move a little bit forwards and move a little bit back. So every time you move forwards, you're going to come with the shoulders over the elbows. And every time you move back, you're going to press the right heel towards the back of the room. And you're going to stretch the calf muscles in the right leg. And for those of you who would like a little bit extra here, press into the top of the left foot and hover the left knee above the ground as you keep moving back and forth. Back and forth, back and forth. That left knee is just hovering above the ground. You have to hold it with the belly. I don't want it to be high. I just want you to be able to slide a little piece of paper in underneath that left knee. One more forwards. One more back. Let's do a child's pose in between before the other side. Just let your head relax down. Keep reaching your arms forward. And then we come back up before you all get too comfortable. And we do the other side. So now forearms down to the ground again. Hands together, knees together, and then left foot on the floor, left leg straight. And then push through the toes to come a little bit forward. And then push yourself back to stretch the calf muscles. Coming forward. Good for the shoulders and the arms. Moving back and forth. And if you want to do that little bit of extra, press into the top of the right foot. Lift the right knee up to hover, but keep moving back and forth. The pose goes from, quite nice, moving back and forth, to fire in the body, really working hard. Few more times, back and forth, please. And then everything back down, child's pose. Very good. And then walk your hands back to your knees. We're just going to come up to standing. So come up onto your knees first. And then step one foot up at the time. Go slowly. Some people can feel a little bit dizzy coming up to standing. Okay. If you make it up here, take your time. We're going to reach the arms out to the sides. And then we're going to spin the left hand back. And we're going to reach the right arm up and the left arm back. And we're just going to bend the elbows and bring it towards the back. The aim is not to hold on to the fingers because we're just going to keep moving here. So switch and move to the other side. Open up wide and move. So the hand that is up is going to touch between the shoulder blades. And the hand that is down, the back of the hand, is going to come any amount up your back. It can be landing onto your bum. It can be landing onto the lower back. It can be coming a little bit higher up. But the aim is just to move. Loosen up those little knots in the shoulders. And this is an excellent opportunity to listen to the music of your shoulders. I hear quite a lot of noise actually when I'm doing this. So maybe we just stay in silence for a moment, keep moving, and just listen into the shoulders. Yeah, how did that go? Maybe some of you have lots of space here. It's easy to do this. And there's no noise at all. For some of you, it's a little bit more tight. There's lots of noise happening in the shoulders. They're really happy to do this, by the way. Good, and then release that. Shake your arms out. We're going to start with a couple of half sun salutations, and then we're going to move into sun salutations. So please step up to the top of your yoga mat. Feet hip width or together, whichever you prefer. Reach the arms up, inhale, and then fold down. Exhale. Halfway lift, fingertips below the knees. Fold down, exhale. Rise up. Inhale, and hands to the heart, exhale. Again, arms up, inhale, fold down, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale, fold and exhale. Up to standing, inhale, hands to the heart, exhale. Arms widen up. Fold down, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale, and back to the ground, exhale. All the way up, inhale, hands to heart, exhale. Arms up, inhale, fold down, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold back down, exhale. Arms up, inhale. Hands to the heart, exhale. Let's continue. Open the arms, inhale. Fold down, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale, and then step back to down dog, exhale. Roll forward to plank, inhale. Take the knees, hips, belly, chest down, bending the elbows, releasing the toes. Inhale to cobra, and then keep pushing into the hands, bum to the heels. Exhale, down dog. Inhale in down dog, and walk the feet up to the hands as you exhale. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Come up to standing, inhale, hands to the heart. Exhale, let's do that again. Inhale, arms up. Fold down. Exhale. Halfway lift. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Roll forward to your plank pose. And then knees, hips, belly, chest down as you exhale. Press into the hands, draw the hands back. Cobra, inhale. And then keep pushing into the hands, bum to the heels, lift up, exhale, down dog. Inhale in down dog. And on your exhale, walk the feet up to the hands. Lift halfway up, inhale. Fold down, exhale. Coming up to standing, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Let's do that again. Arms float up, inhale. Arms bow down, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Come rolling forward to plank. And then take your knees, hips, belly, chest down. Keep the elbows close to the body. Push into the hands and draw them back, cobra. And then keep pushing into the hands to lift yourself up, bum to the heels. Exhale, down dog. Stay in down dog. Walk it out, pedal out your feet. Everyone has a favorite thing to do here in downward facing dog, whatever that might be. Shaking the hips, walking the feet, whatever it might be, do it. Okay, and then we're going to come into a little bit of a sequence where we're going to keep our knees bent pretty much the whole time. So expect fire in the thighs in a moment. Now, come forward to all fours without putting the knees on the floor. So just lower the knees to the ground so that they hover above the ground. Then lean a little bit more into the left hand, plop up onto the right fingers, and step the right foot forward. It doesn't have to come far forward. We're going to lift up here into a low lunge with both knees bent. And then we're going to turn to open to the side into goddess pose. Now both knees are bending out to the sides. Sit down deep here. So now you're not going to be very even on your yoga mat. That's okay. Then take the hands to the knees. Slide your hands down the insides of the lower legs. Maybe all the way down to the ankles. Maybe just halfway. And then we open and we sit down a little bit more. And then we flip to turn forward again into that low lunge with both knees bent. And then we take the hands down and we step back to that all four position where the knees are hovering. And then we shift the weight into the right hand, plop up onto your left fingertips, step the left foot forward and lift up to that high lunge. Both knees are bent. And then we open up to the side into goddess pose. Yeah, you feeling that fire yet? I know I am. And then we take the hands down to the knees. And we slide the hands down the insides. The bum points back. If you get all the way down there with your elbows, you can use the elbows to push the knees away from you. And then we turn towards the front again. Yeah, low lunge. And back, hands down, all fours. Keep the knees bent. We'll do one more round of that. Step the right foot forward. Lift up into that little low lunge. Hang out for a moment. And then we turn to open to the side. Goddess pose. And then we take the hands down. We try to bend the knees a little bit more, maybe sliding the hands down, poking the butt towards the back of the room. Try to lengthen your back. And then we lift up again, we turn to the front. I know those legs are burning. And then hands down, step back to all fours. Knees are hovering. Left foot forward. Lifting up. Low, high lunge. Oh, open to the sides. I know we're really getting into it now. You're going to feel this tomorrow. I always like to leave you with something that you're going to feel tomorrow. And this might be it. Slide your hands down. Oh, sit down, sit down, sit down. Lengthen in the back. Use the elbows to push the knees away. And then come halfway up. Turn to the front. Inhale. And then back to downward facing dog. Shake your legs out. Oh, that feels so good, that reward. Shake it out. Good. And then come forward, take your knees all the way down to the ground. Now you can cross your ankles and you can roll over the ankles to sit down. Some people don't find this comfortable. I don't find this particularly comfortable. So you can always just swing the feet to the side and then take the legs forward. Okay, here we go. Boat pose, Navasana. Try to sit up straight first. Hold on to the outsides of the lower legs and then lean back a little bit and see if you can lift the legs up. You can keep pushing your hands into the outsides of the legs, or you can reach your arms forward. Keep breathing. See if you can try to lift the chest further up. It's very easy to hang here in the lower back. I struggle a lot with this to get actually length in the back. Don't worry too much about it if it's not happening for you today. It's just a matter of practice. Good. Now, pull the lower belly in and actually make your back round. And then we're going to lower down to low boat. Legs are hovering. Chest is hovering. Arms are hovering. And then we lift back up to boat again. Yes. And then we cross the ankles or take the feet to the side. We roll forward and we step back to downward facing dog. Take the right leg up behind you. And then step the right foot forward. And now we lift up into crescent pose. Arms forward and up. Sinking down into the pose a little bit. We've kind of been here before. Try to bend the front knee a little bit more. Keep a little bit of a bend in the back leg. Inhale here. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank. Knees, hips, belly, chest down to the floor. Make it nice and easy. Cobra, press up. And then continue pushing into the hands. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg up. Left foot forward. Crescent pose, wee, on the left leg. Try to be upright with your torso. More than aiming to have the back leg straight. Good. Inhale here. And find your way back. Downward facing dog. Rolling forward to plank. Knees, hips, belly, chest. Rolls down. Cobra, inhale. Push the bum back to the heels. And exhale to downward facing dog. And then take your knees to the ground again. We're going to find our way back to Navasana boat pose. So whichever way you like to come there, come sitting onto your butt. Okay, now this time we're going to lift the feet up. We're going to open the knees a little bit wider. And we're going to see if we can hold on to the feet. Right? So it's Yes, it's like a happy baby, but we're sitting in bow pose. Now, if you roll down on your back here, all the more fun. See if you can come up again without losing that grip on your feet. Good. Now, here you have a little bit more leverage to pull your back up a little bit. Actually pull the chest forward a little bit. But of course, it's also really wobbly because you're sitting on not too much here. So knees point towards the back, and you're actively trying to pull them back at the same time as the heels push forward, and you try to lift the chest up a little bit more. Very good. And then release that into boat pose. Start by pulling the lower belly in first to roll down to low boat. Look halfway up. And then lift up into boat pose again. Do whatever feels comfortable with the feet. And then come back to downward facing dog. Shake those hips out. Do what you need to do. Good, and then we're gonna lift the right leg up. Lifting the right leg up, bend the right heel in towards the bum, and then open that knee up. So open the hip up, open the belly to the side, open the chest to the side. Look out under the right armpit. Keep actively trying to move the right heel closer to the butt. And then square off your hips. Step the right foot forward. Take the left heel down to the ground. And then we're going to lift up into Warrior Two. Warrior Two is a very wide stance pose. So make sure that you're not somewhere here trying to get into Warrior Two. Really open the legs wide. And then stretch your arms away from one another. Look over the right hand. Pulling the lower belly in. Actively trying to get the right knee to move to the right. And then slowly lift the arms up, straighten the leg, inhale. Exhale, bend back down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, up. Exhale, bend. One more time, inhale, everything straightens. Exhale, bend that front knee. And then take the right elbow to the right knee and reach the left arm forward. And as you're reaching that left arm forward, try to wrap the left armpit in towards your face, in towards your throat. And the palm of the left hand is going to point to the wall behind you. Very good. And then lifting back up to Warrior Two again. We're going to straighten that front leg. And then we're going to take the right arm up. We're going to bend the right hand between the shoulder blades. We're again going to take the left hand up as high as you can. I don't necessarily want the fingers to touch. I want you to more work with pushing the hands into the back and trying to open the elbows away from one another. And then from there, send the hips back. And we're going to go into a half triangle pose. So you're going to want to lean and reach the right elbow forward. Leaning and reaching the right elbow forward. And opening the chest as much as you can up towards the sky. The more you push your hands into the back, the more space you should have to open the elbows a little bit wider. But really don't worry about it. Worry more about trying to keep the chest going in the same direction, right? So the left side of the chest does not collapse down towards the ground. The left side of the chest lifts up and back. This is a super intense pose. You have to hold it. You have to breathe. There's lots of things to think about here. Don't lock the right knee. And then come back up slowly. Oh, release those forearms. Warrior 2, inhale. And find your way back to downward facing dog. Exhale. Do a little wiggle. Do a vinyasa if you want to. Coming forward to plank. Lowering down to the ground in whichever way you like. Lifting to cobra, inhale. And then keep pushing yourself back up and lift to down dog, exhale. And then we do the other side, lift the left leg up. And then bend the left knee so that the left heel comes towards the bum. And from there, open the left knee to and out to the left. Rotate the belly to the left, rotate the chest to the left, rotate the hips to the left. Look out under the left armpit. Keep trying to move the heel closer to the bum. So really squeeze the lower leg in towards the upper leg. And then we square off the hips. We step the left foot forward. We take the right heel down. We lift up into warrior 2. We straighten the arms out. We look over the left hand. And we just stay strong here. This is really the kind of like the peak of this yoga class. You know, you're like really warm, hopefully. Everything feels sweaty and warm, but you feel hopefully that you're prepared for some of these poses. It's a little bit easier in the body than it was in the very first 5 minutes of the class. Good, and then we straighten the legs, we lift the arms up, inhale. And we re-bend that knee, open the arms, exhale. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, sink down. Inhale up. Exhale, bend. One more time, inhale up. And exhale to bend. And then it's the left elbow that comes down onto the left knee. And you reach that right arm up and over the ear. And you turn the right elbow down and in towards the face. And the palm of the right hand is going to point away from you. So ideally the thumb might be pointing up towards the sky. Now some people might not have that much rotation, but that is the general direction that you want to go towards. And then we come back up to standing. And then we straighten both legs. Now, it's the left arm that's going to go up. Bend the elbow. And it's the right hand that is going to go down and then bend towards the back. Push the hands into the back and see if you can open the chest a little bit more towards the front. And then from there, start to lean forward through the left elbow. And coming into a version, a very difficult version of triangle pose. Now, if you can lock the knee back, if you're hypermobile here, don't do that. Keep a little bit of a bend in the left knee. You don't want to just be hanging in the pose. We want to be working in the pose. And now, right side of the chest, the whole chest is trying to turn up towards the sky. It's obviously not going to be a rotation enough so that you can turn up, but try to turn it as much as you can, keeping the chest pointing forwards. Yes. Take one more inhale, stay in the pose. Exhale, stay in the pose. And then inhale, lifting back up. Warrior two. And find your way to downward facing dog. Your choice. If you want to do another vinyasa, if you want to shake it out a little bit in down dog, or if you want to go straight to child's pose. We're all going to meet in child's pose. Coming into child's pose. Stay centered, meaning try to avoid giving your thoughts free space to wander off. You're probably breathing quite quickly, but maybe you can say to yourself, every time you inhale, you just say in. Every time you exhale, you say out. Maybe this will be quite quick now. So it's like in, out. You're not going to say it loud. You just say it in your head as you're breathing. But it's just an anchor to stay with the breath. Keep breathing. Do not try to slow down the breath in any way. Let the body regulate itself. And all you do is follow the breath by saying in, out, in, out, in, out. Very good. And then press into your hands. Sit back up. And then we're again just going to step up to standing. So take your time so that you don't start feeling dizzy. Slowly coming up to the knees. Stepping up onto your feet. And then we're going to do Vrikshasana, tree pose. Now for this, it might be easier to step outside of the yoga mat. We're going to start standing on the right leg. So draw the left knee into the chest. And then place the left foot on the inside of the right leg. High or low, don't care, as long as it's not on the knee. And don't press the left foot so much into the right leg that you're tilting the right hip out to the side. And also, don't press the right leg so much into the left foot that you're leaning towards the right. Press leg and foot together equally. And to get the left knee to move more out to the side, try to rotate the left toes towards the back and the left heel towards the front. Yeah, you with me? Maybe this is just way too many instructions right now, and all your work you're working on is just keeping your balance. And you're like, shut up, I'm doing my best. Okay, anyway, see if you can reach your arms up, hold on to the opposite elbow. And then we're gonna try to lean and side stretch away from the left leg. So side stretch towards the right. Moving the whole upper body and the arms to the right. We stay strong in the leg. Stay strong in the foot. Keep rotating the left toes back and the left heel forward. And then slowly coming back up to standing. Release the arms first. And then release the foot. Okay. Let's try to keep this a little bit more simple on the other side, shall we? Left foot into the floor, right knee into the chest. And right foot to the inside of the left leg, high or low. Find what works for you. Turn the right toes towards the back. Turn the right heel towards the front. You'll feel more of an opening in the right knee. Reach your arms back up again. Hold on to the elbows the other way around. And then we side bend to the left, moving away from the right knee. Stay long in the upper body. Try to lift yourself up and over to the side instead of just to the side. And then come back to the center. Release the arms down first. And then release the leg. Good. Now step your feet wider. We're going to come into everyone's favorite squat pose, Malasana. So try to sit down, open the knees wide. If you can't keep the heels on the ground, come up onto the toes. If you can't get the butt close to the ground, well, then you're just gonna have to work a little bit harder and you're gonna have to keep your bum up a little bit more. Now, wherever you are, see if you can wiggle your shoulder blades a little bit more to the insides of the knees. Round your back. Tuck the chin into the chest and try to curl up more into a little ball. And then slowly start to slide the arms up until the elbows come more to the inside of the knees, and we straighten the back a little bit more. And then we use the elbows to try to push the knees a little bit away from us at the same time as we're pushing the knees into the arms. So it's not just the elbows pushing the knees away, it's also the knees pushing into the elbows. Yeah, are we done yet with the squat pose? Good. Reach the arms forward. Let the knees come closer together until maybe the bum comes down to the ground by itself. Or otherwise, take the hands behind you to the floor and come to sitting down. Let's shake the legs out a little bit first. Let me come a bit closer to you. Okay. Now, we're going to place the feet a little bit further away from us. We're going to do a seated glute stretch. So, we're going to take the right ankle over the left knee and then move the left foot closer in. So, maybe that can be a little bit further away. Maybe some of you are going to come all the way in. Let's just start here with the hands behind our backs. Flex the right foot. Try to move the right knee out and away from your face. Okay, so now the next step is going to work for some of you and it's not going to work for others. There's no place or time for any judgment here. We're all getting a nice stretch on the right side of the glutes here. But if you want to, see if you can thread the right arm underneath and hold on to the front of the left knee. And then also take the left hand to the front of that left knee. And sit up a little bit taller. Next step would be to swing the whole left arm underneath the left leg, and then swing the right arm underneath and hold on to the elbows. Yeah? And if you're still with me, see if you can lift the heel of the left foot up and then lift the foot of the left foot up. The foot of the left foot. I hope those instructions were clear. Lift the foot of the left foot up, please. Now this is super, super tricky. And again, if you're rolling down on the back, even more fun. Try to find your way back up again. Good, stay a little bit longer. And then we release the situation. We come out one way or another. We shake the legs out. And then we do the other side. Where were we? Left ankle over right knee this time. Left ankle over right knee. Hands stay in the back for now. You're mostly just working on folding the left knee out to the side. Okay, and then if you want to, thread the left arm in between, hold on to the front of the knee, hold on to the knee with the right hand, pull yourself up to sit a little bit more tall. And then see if you can swing the right arm underneath and the left arm underneath, holding onto the elbows. And hey, if this is tight, maybe what you do is you just hold onto the knee and you lift the foot up from there. There's all kinds of possible solutions to this. Lift the heel up, lift the toes up. Try to pull the chest more into the right knee and the left foot. Try to move the left knee away from your face. Oh. And we release that. Great, great job. Shake the legs out. And then we're going to come lying down onto the back. Roll down to your backs. Draw the knees in with you to the chest. And then stretch the left leg long. Keep the right knee pulling in. And then let's guide the right knee over to the left. So roll with your whole upper body. Try not to resist the twist for now in the upper body. Roll all the way over to the left side. And then push a little bit into the left foot so that you can lift the left hip up and rotate the left hip a little bit more in underneath you. And then from there, you let the right arm open to the right. And then you find a twist that you like. Don't worry if the right shoulder is not on the ground. Don't worry if the right knee is not on the ground. And wherever you are in the twist, try to bring a little bit more relaxation into it. I know it might seem impossible, but it's not maybe so much about relaxing the whole body, but finding maybe those places that really do not need to work right now, like the left foot, for instance, and the right foot as well. Relax those places. And then roll back to the center very slowly. And now, because your hips are going to be a little bit more over to the right, scoot your hips more into the center first, and then stretch the right leg out and pull the left knee in. Letting the whole back press into the ground, and then start guiding the left knee over to the right. Follow with your whole upper body to begin with. Press into the right foot a little bit. Lift your hips up and scoot the right hip underneath. And then open the left arm out to the side and let the chest open a little bit more up to the sky. Relaxing both feet. Relaxing the right arm. Relaxing the eyes. And then lift the left knee back into the center. Lift the hips up to bring the hips into the middle of your yoga mat. And then we have reached Shavasana. Stretch your arms out. Stretch your legs out. I will be here to keep an eye on time. If you want to do a much longer Shavasana, you can end this live stream now. Otherwise, just stay on the call and I will let you know when it's time to wake up. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Start by moving fingers and toes, hands and feet, arms and legs. Maybe you'd like to stretch out. Maybe you feel like yawning. And draw the knees into the chest. Roll to the side. And come back up to sitting. Bring your hands together in front of the heart. Namaste. Oh, namaste, dear yogis. You're just the best. All good work went into that session. I could feel it. So great job, everyone. Classes, same time again next week. Although, as I said in the beginning of the class, I might try Google Meet or Zoom. So if you're not following my updates on Facebook or Instagram, then please send an email to ulrikayogi@gmail.com. The email address is also on my YouTube page. Thank you so much for coming, and I will see you when I see you next. Bye.